With version 2.5.522, Darkroom added the ability to remote control the booth with your phone or your tablet via Wi-Fi, and we're going to take a look how to quickly set that up. The feature is called Booth Control, and that's going to be found in Global Settings. And along the left side here, you can see we are on Booth Control, and really all you have to do is put a check mark in this box to enable booth control, and what's going to happen is the browser is going to pop up. Now, this is what you're going to have access to with your phone or tablet. And one thing I want to point out is when you add this address to your phone, what you're going to do is you're going to type in the IP address that's shown, and you're going to do /menu so that it looks like this. And this is what you're going to see on your phone or tablet. Or alternately, you can do this from another laptop as well, as long as it is on the same Wi-Fi. All right, so we know that this is working. Let's go ahead and close out our browser. So when you enable this, what you're seeing here is this is the IP address of your booth computer on whatever Wi-Fi network it is on. It could be the venue Wi-Fi, it could be a hotspot that you have. Either way, it'll show there. And you can choose some options for kiosk mode, which we'll take a look at. And basically, you can allow them to choose to do a reprint. You can allow them to send email. And you can allow them to send a text if you're using your tablet as a kiosk. Now, you do need to have a paid account with Twilio. The workarounds will not work with this. So now that this is set, what we're going to do is we're going to just go back to Events. And I'm going to go ahead and hit Start Booth. And there we go. Of course, we're not going to see anything on the camera. It's not pointing at anything. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up my phone. There we go. And a little tribute for you Hunter Thompson fans there. So I'm going to go ahead and open Safari. Now I've already put in the IP address that was shown in Darkroom, and I added the /menu. And as you can see, this is how I can control certain functions of the booth. Now, photo control is a beta, and I don't recommend trying to do too much with that. They are still working on it. But what you can do is you can start a slideshow, You can manage the slideshow. You can check survey results, and you can come down here to booth controls, and it brings you to another page. And what you can do is you can choose from here to change the color to black and white, sepia, antique. You can start a photo session. You can have it take a photo, retake. If you're doing the special events, you can force a special winner that overrides whatever settings there are. If you have multiple templates selected, you can default to different ones without going into the booth and changing everything. If you're doing a green screen with a graphic list, you can go ahead and move the graphics forward or backward. And of course, the video session controls. Basic booth operation, you can lock the booth, you can unlock it, you can lock it for maintenance. Now these are things that you might want to do to stop what's going on in the booth. If you have to do some sort of printer troubleshooting, things like that, you can go ahead and bring that up here, lock the booth, and things will cease to function, so people in the booth will know that something is about to take place. And you can also restart or shut down the computer from here. So what we're going to simply do is just come up here for the photo session. Now this is handy if you're doing an open booth and people are far away from the screen. You can just ask them, are you ready? And then go ahead and hit start. And as you can see, it is going ahead and doing the session. Of course, we're getting pictures of nothing. I can also cancel a session. So say they got started, something happened, they weren't ready, they changed their mind, go ahead and hit the cancel button, and it stops the session. All right, so now what I'm going to do, let's go ahead, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go ahead and hit kiosk. And this is what it would look like on your phone. But what you can do is if there were pictures to be shown, they'll show up here in thumbnails. The top controls, you can choose to make them smaller or larger. And from here, you would be able to enable the email option. So people outside of the booth can choose a photo and put in their email address and send that to themselves. Go ahead and back out of that. You can take a look at the kiosk menu. If you had an album set up for slideshows, this would be where they would be found. And again, you can do various things with the booth to control it so that you don't have to actually go into the booth and stop everything and work with the computer screen. So this is very handy in terms of having a remote control where, again, you don't have to be in the booth. You can go ahead and do some of the controls from here. If you want to use a tablet, any tablet will do. Can be an iPad, could be Android. All it needs is a browser that will connect to Wi-Fi. And again, you put in that address. We're going to back out of this. That is given to you right here. Type that into the browser menu, or search bar, sorry, and put /menu, and you will get the menu that we saw on the phone there. And that is how to use booth control. When you want to disable it, simply uncheck it, and that way it won't be enabled in broadcasting the IP and kind of keeps it hidden. So very handy, something worth looking into. And again, finding ways to utilize it. I particularly recommend this for open booth use. Just makes things a lot simpler.